let's talk about if you have the person's back and they start working to escape to the weak side. So basically I have Russ's back, no gi, right? My strong side is my right arm because that's my choking side here. So that's my strong side, whichever grip you like. I tend to go hand up. It's more of a risky type of version, but I can put a lot more choking pressure on him. So when he goes to peel my hands here, I'm relying on my choking pressure and relying on actually him going to grab my grip so I can fight one-on-ones. That's my particular style of playing. But if I did the other side, it doesn't really matter. So I have my good harness grip here. I have a video where I talk about examples of the person leaning to my strong side, which is the side that I want to tilt to, here. This is where I feel stronger. I can finish my chokes better here. But what if he leans to my weak side? If he leans to my weak side, then this is trouble here, okay? The reason why this is trouble, because I mentioned before in the other video, is he has a free shoulder. Since his shoulder is free, I mean, honestly, he can bring his head to the left side, and he can start wiggling his shoulders really fast. Bam, and at that point, he is like more than halfway home to escaping. The only thing he has to do is make sure I don't mount him, and then he's out. So I need to make sure I understand what possibilities and what opportunities that I have to do. The first thing here is don't let him tilt to that side. However, that's just not reality. You know, things happen, and the person might tilt to that side. So when I start feeling him tilt to that side here, one thing I could do is I can quickly do a quick plant. So I do a quick plant with my foot because I just want to pause him for a second here. If I let him keep the momentum to tilt to the side, then I'm going to have trouble. The other thing I do is I bring my head right next to his head. The reason for that is because he usually needs to get his head to the mat. Go to get your head to the mat. To bring his shoulders flat. Go to bring your shoulders flat. He's going to have trouble. He's fighting, he's doing all these things, but he's having trouble. So what I did was I stopped the path of his head here. General mechanics of the escape, the leaning escape for the back mount, is to get your head to the side, so in that way it helps create the proper direction for you to get your shoulders to the mat. So when I'm here like this, right, I need to stop his head from going here. If his head goes here, now we're in a lot of trouble. This is a lot of trouble here. Now what I have to do is I need to work to grab his hands and switch my grip. We'll talk about that in a second. So we're here like this, right? He starts tilting here and he gets me tilted. I need to block his head. That's the first thing. I stay nice and tight and I block his head. Go to put your head on the other side. My head is up, like super tight, and I block his head. Then from there, I tilt, I lean him back. Then I come to the other side. So what I do is, I kind of like pull him hard and I arch him. So in that way I can make him come back. Usually you can arch them much more than they can keep the lean, especially if you stop their initial momentum. So when we're here like this, right? This is a very small detail that a lot of people don't do. I'm guilty of making the mistake of not doing this as well. So we're here like this, right? He goes, I feel him tilting this way. I tuck my head down and look, I'm driving almost like the side of my head into his temple. So now when he goes to bring his head to the other side, he goes to flatten his shoulders, go to flatten your shoulders. He's gonna have trouble, and then here. Now I can extend him back. At this point, shift. I already had the underhook. Bring my arm up, so in that way it's hard for him to block my foot, try to block my foot with your left hand, and then I can start working my hook back inside. So that's a big detail. Before they get their head on the side, block their head. Then you can let go of the same side hook. So what I mean by letting go of the same side hook here is, this is where we rely on a very strong harness grip. Our harness grip gives us the ability to release our hooks and then get them back. So first thing, he goes to tilt, right? Here, boom, I do a stomp, and then I block him. Now from here, like this, he's going to get his shoulders flat, so go to get your shoulders flat. Then I come here, I do a switch. I switch my feet, I arch him. So I did an arch, and then a rotation. Once I switch my feet, lift my elbow up. I might even get like a chicken wing position on him. because now when he goes to block my hooks here, it's hard. I can still get my hooks in. Then I'll fix my hooks from there. If you watch really good back players, you'll see them constantly using their feet to readjust. They don't always just keep their hooks inside. They rely on a very good upper body control, harness grip, and then they use their feet to basically move their opponent around, so that way they can keep establishing the back mount position. They're also using their arms to control their arms, elbows up. They're doing one-on-one positions and so on and so forth. Now let me talk about if his head does get to the other side. If his head gets to the other side, we are super close to basically letting them escape. So one thing that I like to do when I make the proper decision to do it is we're here, he goes to escape. So he's going to escape as I reach over. See how I reach over really far? And then I work to grab the person's arm here. So it's very hard for them to stop me from actually grabbing there. Go to because especially if they're consciously not even realizing I'm doing this. So we're here like this, he's working to escape. I come here and I work one-on-ones, two-on-ones, and I grab their arm. So now once I grab his arm here, when he goes to bring his shoulders flat to the mat, I shift him back to the other side. That's one thing that I can do. I use the strength of my two arms against his one. Here. 1, 2, 3. Shift to get back to the other side. It's almost like I'm saying, no, that's not going to happen. Like, no, you're not going to do that. Get back over here. Or I'll use the grip to switch my hands. So we're here like this. I go 1, 2, pull, and then I switch my grip. And I'll let him stay on this side now because I have my choking arm on the bottom. He's actually, now when he goes to escape, he's actually escaping on the wrong side. It's going to be easier for me to escape. He has to get back over here, which is also mentally demoralizing as well. So those are some very helpful tips in my opinion in regards to dealing with the person trying to lean and trying to escape. This works gi or no gi, but it's good to focus on the no gi aspects because the person is like super slippery. So if you can do these things in a no gi situation, they'll work pretty well for you in a gi situation because then we can make some adjustments and we can start grabbing the gi and the cloth and so on and so forth. There's more things you could do, but these are just some things to give you a head start. So try this out. If you have any questions or comments, post below and I'll do the best I can to help you out.